Welcome to this week's Q&A. We've got a good question from one of our viewers in Sydney this week, and he's asking whether I think it's a good time to buy property at current situations. And it's a question we've been getting asked a lot more from people, but let's not dwell simply on that. Let's look at some of the latest statistics that have come out. And Westpac's latest consumer sentiment survey points some fairly interesting data our way. So people are actually thinking that property prices are going to increase over the next 12 months. And that's been the case for about 2 to 3 months now, but the latest figures show an 8% jump to this. So people are starting to get more confidence around this, around the property market, I suppose, saying that they believe property prices are going to go up. And we can obviously look at, underlying factors that may create that: rental shortages, immigration, etc., etc. But on the flip side of that, in the survey, you look at people's responses to the question, is now a good time to buy a house? And they're saying no, and that's slumped. And I think the reason for that, obviously, is that people are looking at affordability. So they think prices are going to go up. That means they believe it's going to be less affordable for them to buy those properties, and the other cost of living constraints would mount on top of that as well. So it's a bit of a divergence there. But over the last 3 months, if you look at things on a quarterly basis, you look at property prices of sort of getting back to, on a quarterly basis, back to a zero situation. So I think it's an evolving data set, and we really need to keep an eye on that. But from my viewpoint, I think if somebody needs to buy a property in the Sydney market, I think the next 6 months is probably a pretty good time to buy, and I dare say that's the case for quite a few other capital city markets and larger regional markets as well, depending obviously on your affordability and your overall personal situation. So that can vary. This is just general information that I think is reasonable, but everything depends on your own financial position in relation to it, making a large purchase, if you like. So it's a question of horses for courses, but the numbers are certainly changing, and with the recent ructions in financial markets, in bond markets around the world, we'll have to keep an eye on what impact that's going to have on this current monetary policy tightening cycle in Australia, in the US and around the globe. But we're focusing on Australia, so that's where I think the most important impacts lie for many of our viewers and many of our expat viewers around the world who are looking at Australian property in relation to both their needs for housing, future housing, present housing, or an investment basis. So look, if you found this interesting, or you find yourself in a situation where you're asking yourself the same question, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click like. And by all means, reach out, email us or call us, and we'll have somebody contact you and see if we can't assist you with your own personal set of circumstances. I'm Andrew Unterweger, and I'll see you at next week's Q&A.